So today I wanted to talk with you about looping thoughts, which were just awful for me when I was in psych med withdrawal. So stay tuned for that. And I wanted to share with you just what I learned, what helped me get through it, and then just also ultimately that it got better. And so there's so much hope. I'm Joanna, and I am offering coaching for people coming through psych med withdrawal. So if you're interested, just check out the link in the description. That'll bring you to my website. I'm also offering free 15-minute calls. So if you just want to drop in, chat with me, talk with me about what's going on, and tell me your story, I would love to hear from you. And yeah, I've been trained as a therapist, but I'm offering coaching specifically to help people through their journeys getting off of meds. So that's what I'm here for. So with me, I had such a hard time with the looping thoughts because nothing seemed to work to make them go away. They were just so persistent and severe and catastrophic, like the worst possible scenario type stuff, worst possible interpretation. And then I had specific things I was obsessing over. So whether it was I'm losing time, or I'm losing time with my kids, or, specifically, there were financial things, or where I lived. And so circumstantial things I was really looping about, but then also will I ever heal? Am I a terrible person? I've always been sick like this. Maybe I'm permanently damaged. Maybe I've ruined my life. Maybe I, have permanent brain damage and I'll never recover. Maybe I have terrible disorders. So, some kind of a permanent terrible disorder. So I had all of these really negative, catastrophic, worst case scenario, interpretation and view of myself and of my life. And they would just loop and loop and loop and loop and loop and loop. So this is a symptom in withdrawal. So if you're experiencing it, it is a symptom. It's not you. And you're right. It's not normal. It's terrible. It's awful. I hated the looping thoughts so much. So what did I do to survive them? And of the people I've been working with and talking to about withdrawal, what is helping them or what helped them, the people who healed. So here, you can't take it away. You wish you could. We all wish we could just take it away and the withdrawal's over, but it's there, right? So it's a matter of how do we work with it and how do we still heal? And so part of it is exposing yourself to positive thinking and to positive interpretations, the kind of stuff that you can't come up with right now. So it's your brain is a sponge or starving for something positive, and you have to just keep exposing yourself to good, encouraging interpretations, ideas, possibilities. And so even if it's not feeling believable to you, it's still making a difference if you are exposing yourself to positive things. So when you read a success story, that's going to help you heal. When you watch a video of someone who's healed, that's going to help you heal. When you, even any kind of positive outcome, when you give that to your brain, you're giving your brain something else to interpret and understand your situation by than the garbage that withdrawal is telling you. So at the same time that you might be having the negative thinking, you can also be repeating to yourself positive, truthful, helpful things. So, and sometimes it's it was just, seemed insurmountable. I was just it felt so convincing. All these negative ideas and interpretations and everything just felt like they were reality. But the truth is that in withdrawal, for that time that you're in withdrawal, you're actually not in touch with reality. So you have to choose trustworthy sources outside of yourself for informing you about reality. And so that might be someone who survived this, someone encouraging in your life who cares about you. Like, surround yourself with that, because that's going to help you be resilient through this. So I had like my husband and my friends would actually disagree with me when I had like all of these negative interpretations and I was like having a meltdown on a regular basis. They would be like, Joanna, that's just really negative, and that's really assuming a lot of negative things, and that's not right. And so then they would give me like their counter perspective, like, you could actually heal from this and be doing great like really soon. Or, you know what, it's really okay about the finances. Like, people weather financial storms and you can move on. Like, it's not going to be the end of you. Like, you have a lot of life after this, or whatever it is that, became the obsession point. They could give me like some kind of a positive spin or a hopeful spin that I could not come up with at the time. Like, I just could not seem to produce it. And then I was able to repeat to myself that positive perspective they had, and I would just like keep repeating it to myself until I had another breakdown and would need to cry to somebody else to reassure me. So those reassurances really, really matter. And I call it borrowing hope. You just borrow hope from other people if you don't have it. You just borrow other people's hope, and it will turn into your own hope, because then as you see yourself heal, you're going to be like, oh, this is looking more believable. Wait a minute, they were actually right. Things can work out. Things can improve. I can feel better. As you have like more windows, as your symptoms go down, as you get more of a grasp of reality, you're going to be able to believe the positive, even though right now you might have to borrow that belief from other people. So that's what I wanted to share. Borrow hope if you don't have any, and it will work for you. It is okay if you don't 100% believe that you're going to heal. You can still heal. Just borrow that hope from other people who are going to help encourage you through this. And that may be like YouTube videos. It may be really supportive, encouraging channels, coaches. It could be people in a withdrawal group, a healing buddies. It could be a loved one. I had loved ones who had never been through withdrawal who were actually really encouraging to me through it, just because they loved me anyway, even though I was in a crazy mindset, and they just told me the truth, like encouraged me. And so you might have someone loving in your life who's just willing to encourage you, and just be willing to receive that, because that can really help and make a big difference as you heal. So that's what I have to share today. And also just know that you are on a healing trajectory, and that this is something that does resolve. Even if it feels agonizing, that is not evidence it doesn't resolve. Sometimes things get worse in our bodies before they get better. And then there's a break and there's relief, and your body resolves and your mind can think more clearly, and you move forward and can enjoy life. So just hold on to hope. You can really be enjoying life very, very soon. Bye, guys. Talk to you soon.